Well, hello good people, I'm Dmitry, and welcome to my Razer Viper review. Surprisingly, they're doing many things right with the Viper despite the slightly higher price point versus the competition, and I feel like the Viper might be a strong contender in the light and complete mice. The new Be Quiet Dark Rock Slim Cooler offers high physical clearance for any memory module thanks to its slim heatsink and the low-profile 120mm airflow optimized fan, so you get great cooling, low noise, easy installation, and no issues for high-profile RAM. Check it out below. Alright, so at $79, you're looking at the mouse with a lightweight design at 69 grams, that's very important. That means it's very close to the Model O, but with a solid shell instead of the perforations all around. And I feel like this might work in Razer's advantage in the long term because dust and other ambient particles are not entering the mouse body because this one is closed, unlike with many other lightweight designs with perforations that we'll see in the future. I'm not exactly sure how this will stack up, 2 years down the line. But when I think about lightweight mice, I think about the perforated design because of Final Mouse, because of Model O and other mice that are entering the market. And so if you see the Viper, you might not necessarily think that this is a 69 gram mouse, and visually it certainly is not giving off the lightweight vibe because it kind of looks like your standard traditional mouse. Now shape-wise, I actually prefer the Viper with its low profile and less curvy body over my Model O mouse. The front triggers feel very nice with proper grooves to house your fingers, and the back section flares out perfectly to accommodate my pinky side and that fat pocket under my thumb. The side texture is a hard rubber. It's okay for some control even with a sweaty layer, while the main texture is slightly coarse with this cool transparent layer behind the logo, so the illumination is very well integrated with all the RGB goodness, but that's it. No other illumination areas, so the Model O visually is a more beautiful mouse in my opinion. The mouse feet are pretty generic, which is disappointing given Model O is cheaper and has much better glide feet, and you can even hear the glide difference between the two. And on the bottom here we also get the DPI Shift button for 5 profiles that are color-coded and are saved on the mouse itself. This means you'll need Razer Synapse to configure and access your DPI shifts if you want to customize them, and then they'll travel with you. Unfortunately, the RGB illumination color profiles are not saved onboard memory, which means you'll need Razer Synapse if you want to have something other than a rainbow effect cycling on the mouse, which is again disappointing. Why wouldn't they configure a little bit extra memory so it remembers what color profile you selected? Not cool, not cool. So one of the advantages of the new Razer Viper is the fact that this shape is ambidextrous. And just for fun, we decided to use my left hand. I'm usually a right-hand player. Play against Eber, something that we wanted to do for a while in CSGO. 1v1. Let's see who wins. I'm gonna use my left hand. That's actually a very comfortable shape for my left hand as well, but I'm so uncomfortable aiming, and yeah, let's see me get whooped. Oh no! Hello!
Need support now. I need support.
Whew.
2 tangos left.
Oh no, I want to get so bad! Got this. Losing my control! Yes! Oh!
So Ebert, which mouse are you using?
Glorious Model O. Oh
Oh my god, this left hand gaming thing is really coming to life.
Terrorists win.
This mouse is better than the Model O in the right hand. I feel good with the Viper. Even in my left hand, my performance was pretty good, I would say. Eber, how do you feel?
Destroyed.
Terrorists win.
What was the final score?
Dmitry 16, Eber 3. It's okay, Eber. You have a full year of practice, because you have mentioned in our LTX video, you can check it over here, that you will challenge me 1v1 in CSGO.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it.
The new SpeedFlex cable is quite flexible and light. It reminds me of the G Pro Hero cable, which is nice. I'd still want to bungee tow and flatten the exit of this cable so that it doesn't have curves and is not bothering me when I'm trying to flick. The primary switches are optical, and that's a first for a gaming mouse as far as I know. So instead of having a mechanical contact to actuate the switch, we have a laser and thus no physical contact to register the click. The technical advantages here with the optical switches is there's no debounce delay, which normally happens with a mechanical switch where it filters out a certain milliseconds after the registration happens. So on the optical switch, it's just on and off basically, which is awesome. And there's no way to develop double clicking over time that certain mice develop because of mechanical switches. And we also have a 70 million click lifespan for the optical switches instead of your traditional 50 million. I've never had a mouse die on me, but it sounds like because of no contact inside the switch, the lifespan is increased. The scroll wheel has full control with nice tactile steps and light enough middle click too, and the side buttons are very flat to the body, but with satisfying travel and softer actuations. And finally, the sensor is Razer's 5G optical 16,000 DPI, developed with PixArt, with really good accuracy, no spinning out of control, and surface tuning to automatically adjust liftoff distance. And by this point, all esports targeted mice have fantastic performance, and the Viper fits in that category very well. And I actually prefer the Viper shape-wise over my Model O, and I feel very much at home with CSGO, with aim correction, flicks, and lifting the mouse to cover a larger mouse area. The only immediate difference I feel versus the G305 or the Model O are the slightly softer primary clicks that have less travel distance and have less satisfying, like the click that you experience on mechanical switches, and also the glide feed. I mean, they're not as smooth as the Model O or the G305, which is disappointing considering the mouse itself is more expensive. I honestly feel the mouse should have been priced at $69 to remain competitive and be more of an attractive alternative to something like the G Pro that is $69, or the Model O that is $50, or the Rival 310 that is also $50. But I also feel like if Razer had valued it or priced it lower than $79, it would theoretically devalue the product versus the competition in the eyes of the Razer fan base, which is really strong apparently. So my recommendation still stands with the Model O that is cheaper, and I feel like it's a nice compact overall package, or the G Pro from Logitech at 69 bucks, or the Rival 310 from SteelSeries for 50 as well. But if you can find the Viper for around that price point, slightly lower than 79, then I would say it's definitely worth it. Fantastic shape, the optical switches are unique, and added longevity is also nice. Although I will say, throughout my entire mice usage history, I've never experienced double clicking. So I guess it depends on your own history. I'm too orange. All right, you better get out of here. The new Hydra X Series from Corsair is a full water cooling ecosystem with transparent blocks for RGB goodness and built-in flow indicators, with soft and hard tubing available and a full array of fittings so you can design the perfect loop for you. Hydra X by Corsair. Everything's linked below. Alright, I'm Dimitri. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if this whole lightweight movement is something that you're thinking about. If you have a heavy mouse that is something around 100 grams now. But for example, Michael, the Viper was not for him. He likes something a bit on the heavy side, while Eber, having used the Model O for a while now, it was good weight for him. And I'm really happy they didn't go even lighter on the weight, because if you go too light, then it feels like you have no control. And so 69 gram point is a nice lightweight mark without going too light. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next video. Guys, by the way. What are you doing, man?
I just wanted to let you guys know that I shot the B-roll for this video, so I'm very happy about that.
So if you guys really don't like it, you know how to blame. Or if you're really all about the B-roll life, he's your man.